Now, I love a good bubble bath and face mask and getting facials just like the next girl. But in my opinion, this really is not self-care. I really think of this more as pampering myself. I don't really think of it as like self-care per se. I think of self-care more of those things that we do in our everyday life that helps improve the quality of our life and also the longevity. So I'm going to be talking about 5 kind of maybe unpopular things that I consider self-care, because in my opinion, I think self-care is not always about relaxing and feeling good. Sometimes self-care is doing things that we don't want to do. Okay, so the first thing on my list is the most important thing is always staying up to date with my doctor appointments. So going to get my yearly exam, going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned every 6 months. Things like this helps improve my quality of life, making sure that my health and my wellness is good, making sure that my dental health is really good. And it does take a good amount of time out of your day, especially if you work like a regular 9 to 5. You may have to take off work or leave work and come back. So it can be a little bit difficult to get these appointments in, but I always prioritize this. Like I never put these things by the wayside because this is so important to me. Number 2 is healthy weight management. Now, I know there is kind of, that's kind of a touchy subject for a lot of people, but I'm not really here to say what weight is healthy and not healthy, because I certainly know people who are in, I guess, considered a healthy weight, and they have issues, like have heart issues and things like that. So when I say healthy weight, I just mean in terms of making sure that you have somewhat decent eating habits and making sure that your weight is not affecting, any parts of your health. Because if it is, then that's something that definitely needs to be addressed. When I first started seeing my internal medicine doctor, she diagnosed me with hypertension, and she did tell me that my weight management was going to be very important to make sure that I'm kind of staying healthy and making sure I'm not contributing any other factors to my hypertension. So when I say healthy weight management, just making sure that your weight is not actually affecting your health, and making sure that your diet is somewhat suitable for any of your health needs. Okay, so next on the list is exercise and movement. Now, I kind of group these two together. I do definitely try to exercise and get workouts in, but I also try to make sure I'm up and moving and staying active throughout the day. This is really, really big on my personal self-care list, because I definitely, as I get older, I want to be able to be up and moving and staying active. So I figure if I have the habit now, that as I get older, I can continue that habit and movement will not be as difficult for me. I used to work in a doctor's office, and I always see people come in, and I don't think they were old, like in their 40s and 50s, and they can like barely move and get around. So that's something I definitely took note of, and I try to make sure that I make movement a consistent thing throughout my day and make sure it stays a habit, because when I get older, I want to be able to move and be up and about. So I definitely prioritize movement throughout my day along with exercise and working out and just staying active overall. Next is my mental health and therapy. Now, I definitely think that some people don't really take too well to therapy, but I am so quick to go to therapy if something's wrong. And to be honest, I can't say it's always been helpful. It really just depends on the therapist that you have. If I'm seeing someone and I just don't think that they're good for me, I'll discontinue seeing them and I'll go and try and find someone else. But I definitely think prioritizing your mental health, and if you actually do need therapy, to seek therapy or a psychiatrist, because I think mental health is going to be so important for our overall self-care. I think that addressing any issues in our personal life or even any trauma from our past is going to be so important for our future. So prioritizing taking care of and making sure that you're managing any stress and anxiety or even depression, I think these things are so important when it comes to our self-care, and it's something that I prioritize. Now, it's not hard for me because I am a self-proclaimed emotional kind of lead by my emotions. I'm not a very logical person. So for me, going to therapy and, trying to seek help for any issues that I have, because I do have anxiety. I've had anxiety my whole life. And for me, like trying to seek help for those things, knowing that it's not something that's particularly normal, even though I don't think you can really get rid of anxiety, but I do know it can be helped. So I try to help myself in that instance as much as I can, and prioritizing making sure that my mind is in a healthy state, or at least seeking help to do that. Now, I know there are a lot of things that people do. They do like breath work, they journal. I definitely do journal and do those things, but sometimes we actually need help beyond that. And I think sitting down and being honest with yourself about how far you've come with maybe things that you're trying to manage by yourself, that maybe you actually do need help. Also, if you don't have an outlet and you're not managing your stress, anxiety, or any type of things you may be dealing with in your life, that's also not good. You need to find some type of outlet to make sure you're alleviating any type of issues that you have, because this is so important. I know people who've gotten heart problems and things like that from not managing things going on in their life. So definitely prioritize that. That's a really big self-care tip that I have for everyone, that if you're struggling with any type of mental health, definitely seek help in therapy, go to your doctor, because you can be helped. And there's no reason for you to, struggle through life feeling bad when you can actually go get help. Last but not least is having very simple beauty routines. Now, back in the day, I used to have very intense and complicated beauty routines. I had all the products, the skincare products and the hair care products and things for my nails. But to be completely honest, as I got older, I just kind of simplified my routines, and I see a lot more results by doing that. What I do is I find effective products and I just stick with them. I don't really try a lot of products anymore because I've kind of found what works for me. But making sure you have a solid skincare routine, not just for your face, but for your body as well. Making sure you're exfoliating and moisturizing your body. Making sure that you're taking care of your hair and maybe doing deep conditioning masks, things like that, to make sure your hair is healthy and growing healthy, and also for your nails. I think these things are very important for our overall health and our self-care, because as we age, these are the type of things that if they kind of go unkept, you can kind of start seeing like kind of the aging in these particular things. And I don't think it takes a lot. I think you can have very simple routines. In my opinion, I really want to hone in and take care of my skin, because I don't know if I will ever do like any type of like procedures on my face. I'm really kind of scared to do that, because I don't want to change like how I look, because I feel like people can start to look a little different depending on what they get done. So my whole tactic is going to be taking as good of care of my skin as I can, and my hair and things like that. Just making sure that I'm trying to maintain my health, the health of my skin and my hair, just so that as I get older, I really won't have to like do anything crazy. At least I hope not. So that is all I have for you today. Comment down below if you do any of these self-care habits, or if you plan on starting doing any of them, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.